Hey girlies, hey gays, hey theys, and welcome back to Laugh Love Lesbian, a podcast for the girls who like girls, for the gays, for the queers, for anybody who identifies in our little LGBTQ plus community, or as my girlfriend Taylor likes to call it, the alphabet mafia. I don't actually think she came up with that name, she probably stole it from TikTok, but I think that's quite a fun name, the alphabet mafia, because it's like lots of different letters, isn't it? Because I'm sure it's like there's more than what I said. LGBTQIA+, is that it now? It's always evolving and changing, which is lovely that it's so inclusive and always adapting and changing. But yeah, Alphabet Mafia, I think that's quite a fun little name. Guys, how are we all? Again, like, I literally miss you all. It's a week. It's literally been a week and I've missed you all. I've missed chatting with you all. Last week's episode has had like so many downloads, which is so fun, and there's so many new dilemmas being sent in for this week's episode, which makes me so excited. I just literally, like, ask Taylor, she is actually here right now, but I'm not going to bring her in. Literally, when I refresh the Google Forms, even if there is one more, I do a happy dance. The other day I refreshed, there was 9 more. I could not contain my excitement. I was literally dancing around the kitchen, like, just in shock. I'm so grateful that so many of you are willing to share your stories with me, ask your questions, just get vulnerable, and I'm very, very grateful. So thank you all. I appreciate you all. Let's do some updates. So last time I spoke to you all, it was New Year, but for me, it hadn't been New Year yet. I think I was filming, was it New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve? I can't remember, but I do have some New Year's updates. So do you remember I told you we were going out for a meal and I was really excited? So it basically went to shit. So we went to an Indian restaurant. I'm a very fussy vegetarian. So basically, the man who owns the Indian restaurant, my dad is good friends with, and his brother owns the Italian restaurant next door. Not my dad's brother, the man who owns the Indian restaurant. So we were like, would it be okay if Juliet ordered a pizza from the Italian restaurant to bring into the Indian restaurant? And they were like, absolutely fine, no bother at all. I did feel a bit like, oh God, that's so like pick me and embarrassing, isn't it? That I'm not just eating from their restaurant, but it's fine. It's New Year's Eve. I want to start the new year going in with the food I like, a pizza. So anyway, we order our food and my dad's like, just checking she's okay for the pizza. Absolutely fine. We have been waiting about an hour at this point. My dad had a starter, so we're all sat there like starving. Where the hell's our food? People are coming in for takeaways, and one of our friends came in for takeaway. They waited over an hour and a half for their takeaway. We waited about 2 hours for our meal. Eventually the meal comes and they go, oh, who's the one having the pizza? And I'm like, hi, that's me. And they go, oh yeah, we're really sorry. We can't do your pizza anymore. And I'm like, sorry, what? I am so beyond hungry at this point. And we literally thought they were joking. And they were like, yeah, we're really sorry, like the ovens aren't working in the pizza restaurant, so sorry. And I was like, you couldn't have told me this 2 hours ago? Like, what? So they were like, is there anything else you want? And I was like, well, you took 2 hours still to cook my parents and Taylor's food, so I'm not going to wait for something else. I was like, I'll just have some like chips or something. So I sat and had a portion of chips whilst everyone else had their Indians, and then I was like, okay, it's fine, it's all good. I'll order a pizza from one of my favourite pizza restaurants. It was closed. It gets worse. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll order a Domino's. £27 for a pizza and some cookies. I think that is absolute thievery, is that a word? Robbery. And it was horrible, so I was really depressed. But anyway, it was all good. So that was my tragic New Year's Eve. Then New Year's Day, we didn't really do much. Well, I feel like we do have quite like a weird tradition in our village. So we have this thing called the wheelbarrow race. So basically you like run around, I don't know where they run because I've never done it, but you run around like a street or two as you push someone in a wheelbarrow, and then you stop over halfway through. And my dad normally does this. I don't know if you guys have seen the crazy man on the news ever who runs with a kitchen fridge or a kitchen sink on his back. That is my dad. There are more people who've done it since he started, but he is the original fridge man, so go David. So he normally does that, but this year they asked him to be the Lord Mayor of Ponteland. I said mayor really weirdly then. Lord Mayor of Ponteland. So he got to like walk down and ring the bell and wear this fancy hat and chain. So we went to watch my dad doing that, and then it was chucking it down with rain, so me and Taylor were like, yeah, I think let's just come home. So I had a very chilled New Year's. I hope all of your New Year's were lovely and you started the year off as you mean to go on. My new yearly, well, it's not really a yearly planner, what's it called? Just like a daily planner, but I'm going to use it the whole year to plan my day. I'm trying to be really like efficient with my time. Like I said today, I'm going to podcast at 11 o'clock. I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's currently 11:45, so I started a bit late, but I'm trying to be like, give myself time to do things. Like I want to be up at this time and out of bed at this time, so I don't just end up like bed rotting for half of the morning. because I want to be a bit more productive in the new year. So that is the plan. Yeah, hope you guys all had a lovely new year. I do have one other really exciting update for you all. So I can finally tell you the brand that me and Taylor got to work with. Our like specific clip hasn't been released yet, but they've released the first. So they interviewed a couple of couples. Does that make sense? They interviewed a couple of couples, yeah. And they've done like a little promo of all of the couples that they interviewed. So me and Taylor were so extremely lucky to be asked to film with Tinder. Like Tinder. How crazy is that? So if you head over to Tinder's socials, you can see a little clip of all the couples that were interviewed. And currently, when this podcast comes out, the first interview is out with like the cutest couple. I think they're called Demi and Conrad, and they're so cute. And they interviewed lots of other couples. So it's just really cool. So I think ours is coming out in the next few weeks, so keep your eyes peeled. But for now, there's some little teaser clips of me and Taylor filming. So yeah, that was what we went down to London for. It was amazing. So we got the train down the day. Did we get the train down the morning of? We did. We got the train down the morning of. We got collected in like a fancy little car. I actually have loads of clips from the day, so maybe I should make like a little behind the scenes TikTok of the day. We got picked up in a fancy little car, and then we got driven to the location, which was this like really funky house in London. I can't remember exactly what, I think it was in Cartford or Catford, I can't quite remember. We got hair and makeup done, and then we went into filming. So we basically, it's just all about couples that met through Tinder. And this is when I said that I would not have had this opportunity if it wasn't for the podcast. Because I don't know if you all remember, the very first episode of the podcast, someone asked how did me and Taylor meet, and I'd lied to everyone in my life before then and be like, oh yeah, mutual friend. And I was like, no, it's finally time to tell the truth. We met through Tinder. Because I don't know why there's such a taboo about meeting through like online dating sites. I just think that's so strange. So anyway, I'm now an advocate for online dating and, what is that the word? Online dating? I think so, like dating. You know what, you guys know what I mean. What was the point of what I was saying? God, I'm rambling today, aren't I? Yeah, I remember now. I'd always been like, oh yeah, no, like it's weird to say that we met online. But yeah, I said it on the podcast, and then Tinder reached out and asked if we'd be interested in doing some filming with them. So we went down to London, yeah, got in the fancy car, went to the venue, did some filming, basically just talking about our relationship, did some other little things, filmed some fun little TikToks, and then we had a hotel that night because obviously we were coming up from Newcastle, so it's quite a lot to do London and back in a day when you have filming to do when you're there. So we stayed over the night and we went to see the Book of Mormon, which is so funny. It's coming on tour soon and I want to go see it again because it's just brilliant. So that was so fun. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on my social media and Tinder's. So you can see the footage that we filmed. It's just so exciting. I have one other update for you all, which is kind of stemmed from last week's question of the week, which we are going to do a part 2 of this week because it's been pretty popular. So it was basically for femme lesbians, how can we dress to look more gay? Like, what do you do to make yourself look more gay? Now, I want to preface this by saying, like, there is not, you don't have to look a certain way to be gay. Like, I'm not saying if you're a feminist, you need to dress like this to look gay. Not at all. You wear whatever the hell you want. I'm one of the most feminine people in the world. Like, my t-shirt today says, I just look straight, which I think is so funny. But I've been wanting to, like, explore a more, like, not masculine way of dressing, but a way of dressing so what I feel in my mind looks more gay. I feel that. So I've started a little TikTok and Instagram, not really a trend, a little series where I'm showing you ways for femme lesbians to dress and look a little bit more gay, which is really fun. So if anyone wants any inspiration, feel free to head over there. I've done, I think, 3 so far, just some cutesy little outfits that when I look at them I say, okay, I think I look a bit more gay in this outfit. To you guys, you might still think, oh my god, she looks so straight and feminine, but that's fine. You know, there's no correct way to look when you are gay. So, without further ado, shall we get straight on into this week's episode? So, we're going to carry on with last week's question of the week because there has been a lot more responses. It has been a popular one. So I will repeat the question of the week for anyone who might not have listened to last week's episode. If not, why not? Go and listen. And the question of the week is for femme lesbians, what do you do / wear to make yourself look more gay? So some of these might end up being repeated from last week because I can't remember what I read out and what I didn't. We have septum and nose ring combo. I feel like it's quite common to have like 2 nose piercings. So Taylor has a stud and then like a ring. I feel like a nose ring, that's like a common lesbian thing, but I don't know, I feel like I'd like touch my nose too much to have like a ring in there, and I feel like, I don't know, it just freaks me out. Lots of rings and septum piercings. I'm like the worst for wearing rings. I literally wear this one. I used to wear a thumb ring, but I lost it on the plane. But I literally wear one ring, and it's one that Taylor got me. That's it. Someone says I'm a Scorpio. It speaks for itself. I love that. We've got, I don't have any specific sign. I guess I linger a bit too much on those I like, and my style is not super femme, but not masc as well. So then I said, because this person was like, any suggestions? And I was like, check out the new series for femme lesbians to dress a bit more gay. Someone says, I really don't know anymore. That's probably why I'm single. We've got rings, but it's not working out. Hoping they can read my mind. My rainbow watch band and unicorn pendant. It doesn't work though. I feel like anything rainbow should be like such a telling sign. I mean, I guess rainbows, they're like, anyone can wear a rainbow, but I feel like if you have, you know, like a rainbow bag, especially if it's in like the pride flag. Is the rainbow the same order as the pride flag? Got no idea, to be fair, but you know, if it's like a pride flag on a bag, I feel like that's a very telling sign. I don't even know anymore. I just dress how I dress. I think I did this one last week, so I saw if I did. I'm bi, but since I looked way too straight to be looked at, I bought a cute little LGBTQ plus bracelet. Tattoos, rings, and coloured eyeliner, but it doesn't work for me though. Nothing ever works. Tattoos and piercings and telling everyone that I'm gay. My wife, I love that. My mask fiance seems to do the trick. My snake bites, not sure though, LOL. Lots of rings, lots of tattoos, lots of face piercings. Short, unpainted nails, the way I sit, my masked girlfriend, lots of septum piercing. I think nose piercings and rings are definitely the most popular. My aura, eye contact, thumb rings, multiple rings, saying move, I'm gay whenever I'm in public. That takes balls, so go you for doing that. Dating women, thumb rings, eye contact, and then someone said, just tell us, in brackets, masks / sputches, I'm fed up of guessing. Get drunk and talk to women. Just being a lesbian isn't enough. Confidence in yourself and your sexuality don't change. Oh, they mean is enough. Just being a lesbian is enough. Confidence in yourself and your sexuality don't change. This poor person replied being like, is enough. That was the worst typo ever. We got you, girl, don't worry. I've tried it all and I look even more straight. Lots of rings, Doc Martens, rings. We say rings on particular fingers only and short nails. What particular fingers? I feel like thumb rings are quite gay. I remember when I was younger, I wore a thumb ring and my mum was like, that's what lesbians do, so you must be a lesbian. I was like, I'm not lesbian, not lesbian. So I was very much in denial. Carabiners, carabiner on the belt loop, carabiner on the belt. Femmes are the best. Thanks. Lesbian flag coloured phone chain. That's quite cute and subtle, isn't it? Just like a little phone charm. I like that. I love a phone charm, but I always break them. But maybe I should invest in a little like rainbow pride flag one. That's quite cute. Rings, and I have a little rainbow fidget ring. Lots of rings. Oh, I like this one. Taylor worm. I'm a mask, but I would defo hit on you if I saw you in the wild. In the wild. I love that. Thanks. That's so sweet. I love that. When I was gonna do part 3 of Hear Me Out Cake, but I thought I'll do that instead. And I said to her, I was like, because there's been loads more responses, and Taylor was like, I keep seeing the comments and everyone puts you in, it annoys me. And I was like, sass. So there we go, that is our question of the week. So hopefully my lovely, lovely femmes out there, that's given you a little bit of an idea on things you can do if you want to make yourself look a bit more gay, but you know, you do you wear what you want to wear. If you don't want to wear loads of rings, don't wear loads of rings. I feel like I'm definitely going to invest in a little rainbow pride phone charm. So I love a phone charm. So I feel like that's something like really subtle to do it. Or I also love these t-shirts that I'm wearing. They're from, I think it's called, no, it's not Candy Kitten. That's the name of the sweet place. Cherry Kitten, I think it's called. And you can like design your own shirts, or you can like buy what they have pre-made. So I have one that says I just look straight, I have one that says kiss more girls, and I have one that says I heart girls. So one of them, the I heart girls shirt, made it onto the little Dressing More Gay series. So definitely go and check them out, and check out Cherry Kitten, because yeah, Candy Kitten is the vegan sweet brand, which do amazing sweets, by the way. Anyway, I'm rambling so much, so I think it's time we get on with some dilemmas. And like I said, we have had like an influx of dilemmas sent in this week, which makes me so happy. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start with like the first one that was sent in, if I can find them. Is it this one? Have I done this one? I have done that one. I always try to remember which ones I've not done before. Okay, here we go. Is it this one? Sorry. Okay, I found it. Took me a time. I can't speak. Took me a long time to get there. Here we go. Okay, so this may be TMI, but I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years and we wanted to spice up our relationship. He suggested we invite another person into our bedroom, if you get what I mean, and he asked me if I prefer another man or another woman. I've always liked women, but never told anyone, so I agreed to inviting another woman in. Following the event, I love that, the event, my boyfriend became very upset with me, stating that he felt that I enjoyed being with her much more than I enjoyed being with him. Now the problem is, I agree with him. I've never experienced as much pleasure in my life as I did with that woman. So now I don't know what to tell him, and I'm starting to question if I may be a lesbian and not bisexual as I thought. Ooh, that is cray. I remember being on Tinder, and like every like third swipe is like a straight couple being like, we're looking for a lesbian to join us for a threesome, and it's like, nope. Swipe left if you like them. No. Yeah, swipe left if you don't like them. Swipe right if you like them. Can't remember. It's been a long time since I was on there. But yeah, I would always swipe them the declined way. Okay, so I feel like, because you're bisexual already, if you weren't bisexual already, if you were straight and you just enjoyed being with the woman, I feel like I'd be like, maybe you can get that pleasure from a man. You just sort of maybe need to tell him what you liked that she did and try that with him. But because you're already bisexual, I feel like maybe you are a little bit more gay than you thought. Maybe you're a lesbian, which is so fun. Proud of you. But if you are still bisexual, that's cool. We accept everyone here. We love you all equally. Yeah, maybe, I don't want to say like go and sleep with the woman just one-on-one and then make up your mind, because that is probably, well, that is definitely cheating, isn't it? Maybe you just need to have like a little chat with your boyfriend and just be like, maybe just say, yeah, I really enjoyed that. The things that she did to me were really fun. Maybe we could try some stuff like that out in the bedroom and then go from there. If it's not working, if you're not feeling it, then maybe that's the time to go, okay, I think that I might not be interested in willies anymore, and go with a girl. But I feel like you don't need to put any pressure on yourself to be like, am I bi, am I lesbian? Like, it really doesn't matter. It's a label at the end of the day. It doesn't define you and who you are. I mean, it does, but it doesn't have to be like the only thing that defines you. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Am I chatting shit? Probably. But yeah, maybe just like explore with him a little bit more. See if you can like try some new things. See if you can try out some things that she did that you really enjoyed. And then yeah, if it's not working out, go and get that pussy. Hope that helps. Okay, next one. It won't move. Okay, here we go. I know this is incredibly personal, but I'm completely clueless and desperate. I have this girlfriend and I've been in a relationship with her coming up for a year and we still haven't done the deed. It's nearly her birthday, so I want to do it for the first time, but I'm completely clueless on how it works with two girls. I've only ever had boyfriends, but nearly 2 years ago I realised I'm a lesbian, so she is the only girl I have been with. Please, even if you don't want to talk about it, could it be a question for other lesbians? What advice do you have for how to pleasure your partner? I'm talking all the details, fingering, scissoring, etc. Please, 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 could I have some help? This is my last resort for advice. I don't have any other queer people or lesbians in my life. Okay, first of all, I want to start this by saying you are not the only person who is in this boat. There are probably so many people out there. I was one of them. I remember texting one of my friends when he was gay, being like, fuck does it work? Like, I don't have a clue. Like, what? So I feel like, just first of all, don't panic. And also, you're saying like you've been together, you're like you want to make sure you do it by her birthday. Like, don't put that like time pressure on yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, if she's pressuring you into it and you're not ready, absolutely take a step back. Like, no one should be pressuring you into that. So don't feel like you have to say you need to have sex by a certain point. Like, not at all. Everybody is completely different. Everybody is valid to have sex as early into a relationship or as late into a relationship as you want. Advice wise, personally, I don't know many lesbians who scissor. I feel like, I mean, obviously Jenna GK Barry talks about it a lot and they've said they have scissored, but even then she said like it's been like a rare occurrence. So I feel like, again, don't put pressure on yourself to be like, I've heard of all these things, we need to do them. Like, we need to buy like a strap on, we need to buy a dildo, we need to scissor. Like, not at all. You can just go in with a cheeky finger. Do you know what I mean? That's totally cool. Can't believe I'm talking about this on my podcast. Mom, please don't listen to this. She actually doesn't know how to listen. She watches all the clips that I put on like TikTok and Instagram, and I always like cringe because she watches them so loud, and I hate, you know, when you just hate the sound of your own voice. And she was like, oh, I don't know how to listen to them. I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, I don't think you need to listen to them. They're not quite for you. Hey, girlfriend.
I'm going.
Oh, I love you. Bye.
What time do you start?
3:50.
No, you didn't say.
No.
Wrong day. See you later.
I love you. Bye. Oh, I just love her so much. I missed her so much yesterday. When I finished work, I drove to her work and sat for half an hour in my car just to be there when she finished work because I missed her so much. And then we went and got McDonald's. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, GK Barry, scissoring. It's just like, it may happen, but it's not one of them things that I think is like a common occurrence in lesbian sex. It might be. Oh, we were talking about my mum, weren't we? Going off track. Yeah, Jill, don't listen to this episode, please. But yeah, she shouldn't really listen to them anyway because she doesn't know how to. She's very cute though. Yeah, don't like hear these like words and think, okay, I need to get a strap on, I need to do this, I need to do that, because some people just aren't about that. Like, personally, I don't like willies, so I don't really want a fake willy up my coochie. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's personal preference at the end of the day. I feel like because you're saying you don't know like how it works, you don't know like how it works with another woman, what I would recommend is having a little play around with yourself, seeing what you like, and then maybe you can replicate that on her, or you can be like, oh, I really like it when this, I really like it when that, and then you can tell that to her. I think communication is so important, and you can say to her like, you know, you're the first girl I've ever been with, like, can we take things slow? I don't really know how it works, I don't want to like mess anything up, but you can't really, it's pretty hard to mess up sex, isn't it? Like, Taylor was the first girl that I'd ever been with, and she was very patient with me. It's a really new thing, and it's a scary thing, it's a very intimate thing, so just don't put any pressure on yourself. Take your time, there is no need to rush into it. If you are thinking, you know, maybe like, I do want to have like a dildo or a strap on, then like, I'm sure I've mentioned this before and I totally made up, I don't know if it's a thing, but try and get like a little, like maybe like a sex toy, like mystery box, and then you can, you know, play around with some things in there. But I think definitely communication is so important. I don't know if it's your girlfriend's first time with a girl, I don't think you said, but if it's not, then she might be a bit more experienced than you, or if it is both of your first times, you know, just play around. Like, there's literally nothing bad can happen. Just be open and intimate and just have a bit of fun, but don't put pressure on yourself. There's no need to rush into it. Yeah, and we love you. Have a great time. I hope it's really fun for you. I'm gonna have a quick drink. Do you all like my cup, by the way? It's from Disney, because I love Disney. I am a Disney adult, if you couldn't tell behind me. I am actually currently going to redecorate this whole room. I think I told you all last week. I'm going to make this room a podcast studio. I also invested in a new microphone, which if you're a visual listener, you might see right now. It's like a Sony mic, so I film on a Sony camera. So the mic clips onto you, and then like the receiver like clips onto the top of the camera, so I'm hoping the audio is great. The other camera I had was really good, but then when I started filming on the camera it wasn't as good, so I don't know, I'm just playing around with new mics, and I have a new tripod for the camera as well, and it cost me about £400 for the mic and the tripod, so if the audio is not great I'm going to be really sad because it was expensive. Okay, next dilemma. How to get over your ex. I still want her so fucking bad after everything she's done. Okay, so I don't know what she's done, but I'm assuming bad things. Just block. You need to just block this person and move on with your life, whatever it is. If it means going out and just getting with any random person in a club, if it means, you know, getting on dating apps and finding someone new, if it means just literally going out with your friends and just doing things, you just need to like forget that this person was ever in your life. And I think I know it's like, you know, I was like, oh, I don't want to block them because then it is like completely the end, but I know what it's like. You'll be going on their Instagram, you'll be watching their stories religiously, seeing if like anyone new is liking and commenting on their posts. It's so mentally draining, and you're worth so much more than that, especially if this person treat you like shit. So you literally just need to block and forget about them. Even if you don't, I don't know, maybe if you like really don't want to block them, you just need to be like so strong mentally to be like not every day like looking on their Instagram, looking on their Facebook, like stalking. We're in 2025, we don't need to be stalking our exes, do you know what I mean? They are in the past for a reason, so just tell yourself that. And you know, I don't obviously know the depth of how bad this person treated you, but like think about that and think, do I really still want to be with this person who, you know, treat me like shit, talk to me like I was dirt under their foot? Like, no, I do not. I'm worth so much more than that. So if you think about that, hopefully it might make this person a bit more repulsive in your brain and you'll just happily leave them in the past. Yeah. Every time you think about texting your ex, think about me telling you not to. Don't text your ex. Should we get that on like a t-shirt? Don't text your ex. It's quite fun. Okay, yeah, don't text them. Next dilemma. I love this. When is it acceptable to fuck? Which date? To create a long-lasting thing rather than a casual situationship. So I feel like having sex, it's not the definer between, is this going to be like a long-lasting relationship or is it just going to be like a situationship where we fuck every so often? And I think it's, you know, like I said to the other person, it's a really personal thing. I think if you get in your head and think, oh my god, am I having sex too early? Have I left it too late? It's never going to then be great. It's never going to be a good relationship because you're going to be so in your head. Just go with the flow of life, see what happens, like, and if you want it to be, you know, a lasting relationship, then put the work in outside of the sex, you know, put the work in, take them on nice dates, you know, get them some gifts, things like that, to show that you see more in this person than just having sex with them. Does that make sense? You know, put the effort in, take them on like a nice romantic candlelit dinner, take them to the cinemas, take them to the arcade, like do things with them that show I value you as a person, not just somebody that I can fuck on the weekends. Do you know what I mean? Try and think about it like that rather than like, you know, you could have sex on the first date and be in a relationship for the rest of your life. You could not have sex until a year in and then you could realise actually this isn't right for me. So just scrap the timeline, scrap like thinking you have to do it at a certain time and just go with the flow and enjoy. I hope that helps. I feel like my tummy's going to grumble. I'm starving. Okay. What is your take on age gaps? I'm a queer stripper and met a girl. I'm 23 and she's 34 at the club. She was my client, but we ended up dating shortly. We dated shortly. But despite her having many red flags, she insists on dating exclusively without a label for 6 months before calling me her partner. We broke it off, of course. That was a journey, wasn't it? I feel like age gaps, like, they're not really like a big deal. Obviously, as long as you're both of a consenting legal age, it's all good. I feel like when you're at school, do you know what I mean? If it's like, so like a year 7 and a year 11, that feels like a massive age gap. But say that's in reality, what, probably like only like 5-6 years age difference. Say you're like 25, then this person's 30, or say you're 32, this person's, oh, I can't do maths, like 37. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel as big as, I think the older you get, the smaller the age gaps feel. And I think as long as you're both, you know, similar maturity levels, you're on the same wavelengths, like it really doesn't matter like the age gaps at all, because age is literally just a number at the end of the day. But yeah, the fact that she wanted to date you exclusively without a label for 6 months before she called you her partner, that's just a bit crazy. It sounds to me like she's done this before, like, because that's so clearly thought out. Like, I'm going to date you for exactly 6 months exclusively but without a label. Like, how dare she be the one to tell you, I'm going to date you but you're not going to be my girlfriend, but you're not allowed to see anyone else whilst I'm seeing you. Like, how dare she just decide that for you and then say, and then if you pass that 6 month like probation process, then you can be my girlfriend. Like, what the fuck? No. So yeah, I think the age gap wouldn't have mattered, but I think the fact that this person thought that you would be up for that, I'm happy that you just said absolutely not, that's insane. It's crazy. But also the fact that you were she was your client, doesn't that just give, now please don't take offense to this, but have you all seen like little like TikTok like shorts, and they always like cut off right before you get to the good bit? It's giving that, like it's giving one of them like TikTok ads where like a stripper like gets with their client and then like it cuts off just before like the good bit, because I love them TikTok ads. I get so hooked, and I've been so tempted just to download the app and buy them to see the ending of like, if the like billionaire heiress got, you know, you've probably seen them, haven't you? Yeah, age gaps, not a problem as long as, you know, you're both on a similar wavelength and maturity level. But telling someone that you're going to date them for 6 months but not exclusively but not with the label, and then date them properly after 6, that's just fucked up. So we don't want to be getting with anyone like that, guys. Okay, we'll do a couple more. I'm going to try and save some of them for next week's episode. Actually, I have a really good one. Where's the really long one that was sent in? Okay, we have like a really, really long one. I'm going to show you how long it is. How exciting. Shall we go with this one? Okay, are we ready? Deep breaths. Let's actually have a little sip of water. It's not even water, it's Vimto. I guess technically that's water, because there's water in there. Anyway, are we ready? Everyone take a seat. Take a deep breath. Here we go. So, I was engaged to this girl for 3 years until she broke up with me in October. However, it's not the fact it was a breakup, it was the way she did it. So I noticed she'd been off with me for a while. We were all out at her uncle's birthday meal. We go outside for some fresh air and I ask her what's going on. You're being weird with me. She says, can we do this another time? And maybe I messed up by saying no. If it has to do with me, I have a right to know. Exactly. So I pushed for answers. This girl who I'd been engaged with for 3 years, in brackets, her family only thinks we've been engaged for 1 year because she hid it from them. That's my first big red flag. Or no, my second. First red flag's actually been off with you. Second red flag, why she only told your family you've been engaged for 1 year when you've been engaged for 3 years. That's weird. Looks me in the face and says, I need to find myself. What? So I'm confused. I ask what she means and her response is, I've never been on my own. So I'm stood shocked at her uncle's birthday meal, wondering what on God's green earth is going on. So I sit beside her and say, so what? You're just done with the relationship. She can't look at me or even speak. She shrugs. I say, well, you must know or we wouldn't be having this conversation. Are you breaking up with me? She nods. Nods! In capital letters. I take the ring off my finger and tell her I'm going to find a place to stay. Brackets. We were living with her family at the time since I uprooted my life to move to her hometown so she could be closer to her family. That's so shit. She tells me, you don't have to do that. Stay with me. Sorry, stay with you? Hell no. I leave and move in with my bestie. Me and my now ex-fiancé go no contact for about a week when her dad tags me in a Facebook post with photos of our trip from August. I'm confused. I remove my tag and I think about it. She hasn't told him. I'm shocked and confused. Then I feel like I need more answers. Can't believe she just didn't tell her family that, like, she doesn't even have to say, like, any, like, it's not, I can't speak. Do you know what I mean? All it is like, oh, we're calling off the wedding when we're not seeing each other anymore. Like, how, that's a big piece of information to not tell your family. I'm shook. Sorry, back to it. What was I up to? I'm shocked and confused, and then I feel like I need more answers. So 2 weeks later, I asked to meet up. She agrees, and at this point, I'm already feeling slightly healed. Good for you, girl. So I ask her, why did you break up with me? She still sticks with, I need to find myself. So I follow up with, when did you stop loving me? She says, I haven't, and I won't. This girl is confusing me. I still have all the love in my heart and in the world for you. The audacity. So I look at her and go, okay, and then we've gone minimal contact since. She's messaged a few times, but that's it. Her sisters miss me. I mean, why wouldn't they? I'm amazing. But yeah, just a horrid situation where I got hurt and it seemed like she didn't care. That is mind-blowing. I'm so happy that you're like healing from this situation, because that could be so, like, you were engaged to this person for 3 years. Like, you probably started planning a wedding, looking at dresses, looking at venues. Maybe you even had something planned and like in the diary. And the fact that her reason for calling off a whole 3-year engagement, saying that she needs to find herself. What? I'm actually mind blown. I actually don't have words. I just think that's insane. The fact that she didn't tell her family and she was like, just, oh, I mean, what are you doing when your family come home like, oh, how was Sophie today? They're cooking dinner. And they're, oh, yeah, she's fine. And it's like, really, you know, that you just called off the engagement. Like, what the fuck? That's actually insane. And yeah, why didn't she tell her family that you got engaged 3 years ago? Why did she wait 2 years? So, like, when you were going to see her family, we having to, like, take your engagement ring off and, like, pretend that you weren't engaged. Like, oh, I wonder when you'll propose. No, full well, she already has. Or maybe you proposed. I don't know. That is actually crazy. You are so, like, you must be so mentally strong, because you seem like you're just, like, you've just squashed it and, like, you're moving on with your life, which I'm so proud of you for, because I don't think I would be that good in this situation. Like, the fact that her answer, I need to find myself. I've never really been alone. Like, okay, you didn't have to propose to me, or you didn't have to say yes to the proposal. You could have said, I think I just need a little bit more time to think about this and, like, get myself straight. Like, what? I'm feeling speechless right now. I can't believe it. I just need to, like, reread that again. I'm just so baffled. And the fact that she's saying she still loves you, she'll never stop loving you. I feel like I'm waiting for this girl to reach out to you and be like, hey, so, like, I've had some time on my own to heal and I feel like I've found myself, like, I'm wondering if you want to get back together. And if she does that, you need to be like, absolutely the fuck not. She has messed you around. My tummy's about to crumble. Did you hear that? That was like a roar. I must eat some food after this. Yeah, you need to never let this person back into your life, because you're always so much more than that. Like, yeah, I've found myself, I've healed, and I still love you. Like, no, you never loved me. If you treat me like that in the first place, you clearly never loved me. Like, not a chance. I'm just like, are you breaking up with me? A nod. You don't even have the balls to say, yeah, listen, I'm really sorry, I'm struggling mentally right now, I feel like I just need some time to be alone. You nod. You crazy, crazy person. Not you, the ex-fiance. I feel like I'm gonna have to stop there for today, guys. I'm mentally drained by that. That was crazy. Wow. Thank you all so much for sending in your dilemmas. I know there's a few I haven't read out today, so don't worry, they'll be ready for... Actually, I think next week's episode might be a guest. I am doing an interview on Saturday, so I might have that as the next episode. Then the episode after, do not fear, I'll be reading out all of your dilemmas, all of your questions, all of your stories, all of your... every little thing that you guys send in. I'm so grateful for everything you guys send in. It literally makes my heart so, so happy. Anything else to say? Have a fab week. I can't wait to speak to you all again next week, hopefully with a really cool guest. If not, it'll just be me, and the episode with the guest will come out later. I don't think I have anything else to say to you all apart from, yeah, love you all so much, and I'll speak to you all in next week's episode. Bye!